Now, welcome.
Hello. Yeah, welcome.
Welcome to Visual.
Yeah, Visual Radio. I'm here with Ken Selcer, and so how are you doing?
Good. I'm good.
That's good.
Good here to be here with Joe and you.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, can anyone move a camera so Ken can be seen?
Yeah.
Thanks, Anthony. Thanks to the Wonderful Show for a wonderful show.
Yeah.
They're getting good. They learned from the best.
It's a wonderful show.
I taught them all they know.
That's why it's.
I taught Anthony in high school. I was Anthony's high school teacher till I was thrown out for putting firecrackers in the lavatory, the girls' lavatory. I had fire.
What is the story you're telling right now?
I'm just making it up.
Oh, it's really weird.
Yeah,
I was
so.
putting firecrackers in all the lavatories.
Oh, way to go! Way to go!
Good show for the Wonderful Show. I want to thank
Yeah.
them.
Thank you.
And thank you for having my old co-host Ken Selcer on your show. I lose more co-hosts that way. They all go to the Wonderful Show. Joe LaRocca, Ken Selcer. It's true. Charlie Torella. Where the heck is Charlie Torella?
He's in London, actually.
He's in London. Does he see my stepkids at 13A St. John's Wood High Street?
I guess they can now.
I gave him the address.
You can hang out with Bozzy.
No, Bozzy's in Hawaii or California. It's Heidi and her husband and kids and Lane and his girlfriend. But hey, Ken.
How are you? Haven't seen you in a while.
Great. I haven't seen you before the birth of your CD, which came out how many Tuesdays ago?
January 3rd, so a little over 2 weeks.
Nice.
Congrats.
Picked him up, brought him to a place I was going to play, and sold a few.
Now, so you had a lot of people in front of you last night. You could have had Kevin MC you. What did you have, 200, 300 people?
No, not that many. Just like 40, 45. Small room.
That's still good on a Wednesday night?
Concord, yeah.
Oh, I love Concord.
Yeah. So, good show. I was put on with some young women, like 20, 21 years old. So it was a strange bill, but I was helping with the sound. So I got to play in front of all their friends and family, you know. So very different than I'm usually playing to, you know.
But that's good. I mean, you've been doing it so long that you can adapt to each other.
I did a great set. A few people said it was good, but you know, they obviously they were paying more attention to their daughter, you know.
What cover did you play? What covers?
I did a Dylan song, "I'll Be Your Baby Tonight."
Okay.
I did. God, what did I do?
I'm sure you were composed, dignified, and self-assured while you...
Yeah, oh, yeah, it was fine. I mean, I'm so used to playing in bars, so the noise didn't bother me, even though I would have liked them to listen more. But some people actually said to me, "Sounded great." So. Yeah.
All right, I got some advice for you. You ready for some advice? You and I have something in common as far as our live shows go. I've taped myself hundreds of times over the years, and you have as well.
I have thousands of hours of tape.
I was lucky enough to get this Spanky and Our Gang, the complete Mercury recordings.
Wow.
It's a box set of 4 CDs of everything Spanky did for Mercury, including her 45s, mono version stereo, and a beautiful booklet. It is now going for $250 on Amazon because they did only 5,000 and they sold out.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of box sets like that. For Bono just put one out. It's supposed to be a lot of money.
Yeah, well,
You know.
the Beat the Boots by Frank Zappa and Beat Your Butt by The Doors, all big bucks for these. Now, my point is this. There are collectors out there, and Willie Loco Alexander calls it nice and rare. 5,000 is like, whoa, that's a lot of discs, I think. So the Ken Selcer box, where you do 4 CDs, print on demand, but you have a little history of your work, 4 discs of like your best work from like many different shows.
Yeah.
I think that on your website would really be novel.
Actually, it sounds really like a good idea. It's just so time-consuming to go through this material. It's like even recent stuff. It's just.
So I got a secret for you. When you hit upon a performance that you really like, you got your computer, grab it, throw it in the file, and even if you do it in 2013.
I found the cassette of a live demo that Jill Stein and I played, 93, 4 songs, 2 of each one of ours. It's like, wow, this is really good. And my singing was, you know, okay, but the playing and everything was, I just couldn't believe it.
For our audience, Jill Stein is the presidential candidate for which party?
The Green Party.
She's the presidential candidate for the Green Party this year.
Right.
And Ralph Nader was in 2000.
Right, and she's in Washington, D.C. right now.
Oh, Jill is always invited to be on the show if she has the time. I taped Ralph Nader at the Boston Garden.
I was there that night, yeah.
Were you?
Because Jill spoke that night.
Oh, okay.
No, she didn't speak that night. She spoke at the Orpheum a little while later.
2000.
Yeah.
That was because I had that radio station, AM 1670. We were the only authorized station to broadcast it, and then we had the cameras. I had the camera, and Winthrop taped it, and I have the tape of the whole speech.
I have so many hours of music. I have cassettes of a band I was in 1973 and 74, which for you is a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
You know, I was a kid. Band was good. Kenny White was the keyboard player, and now he's touring the country, and he's played with everybody from Jonathan Edwards to Neville Brothers to, you know, all these people. He was in the band time. The drummer is now this hotshot.
Kevin was around back then. Alice Cooper wrote a song for him called "I'm 18."
Oh, right.
He's been
right.
18 for all these years.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So I have a lot of. I still
18
have
every year. It's
I have a lot of
18th
material.
birthday.
I have a lot of material. It's amazing.
You do, and that's what I'm saying. When you stumble on a great track like the Jill Stein tracks, just put them in a file, because that's what I'm doing for my book writing. I write short stories, I throw them in a file, and I have like a book
Yeah.
of short stories, but we just too busy, Ken.
It's just. I'm trying to. I have so much I want to do. I have a whole.
So you, once a day, you put 10 minutes aside. Oh, Joe's right, the box set, because people collect them.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm doing. You used to do the Bobby Hebb website for us. You know I'm working for the authorized Bobby Hebb box
That's
set.
right.
And Spanky and Bobby had the same producer, were on the same label. In fact, Jerry Ross was going to call in tonight. He's got a condo meeting. So Jerry Ross will be on the show in the next couple of weeks, finally.
So are these people still around? I know.
No, only Spanky. Spanky's a dear friend. She calls in.
The other people are no longer with us.
Nigel just died last year. I think he was the only living member. There might be a couple of members still alive, but Nigel down in Florida just passed away. We're losing too many people. In fact, their sound man, Dinky Dawson, just said to me on the phone tonight, Joe, we lost another, he mentioned another couple of people in the rock world that he knows. I don't know them. But they're dropping.
Well,
they're not
you know,
18 forever.
Well, when you're in your 60s, that's what happens. 60s,
You know?
70, you know.
But,
It's too bad.
you know, I'm a firm believer in the box set. I have an idea to do a Sunny box set after we do Bobby's,
Yeah.
where we have different language versions. You know, Asian versions and German versions, and there's all
Well,
sorts
what
of different...
about, maybe this is happening, other people doing his songs?
Yeah, but right now we need to get Bobby, as you
Right.
know, Bobby's vast collection of tapes into a form where people can really study and understand the genius, because Sunny didn't happen by accident.
Right, right.
The Stork just didn't deliver Sunny. Came from pearls of pain and joy, and
Yeah, I was just reading about Glenn Campbell. He just made his last album. He has Alzheimer's.
yeah, I know.
So he's 75.
He's touring.
Yeah, he's still touring, and he's like, what's that, what's he saying? He says, what's that disease I have in the interview? And his wife says, Alzheimer's. It's like he's even forgetting those kind of things. you know?
Wow.
But
You know,
he's-
like Muhammad Ali, but Muhammad Ali got pounded.
Yeah,
Glenn Campbell was a session musician.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that.
yeah.
Mamas and the Papas, I think.
He played with everybody in those days. The Byrds. He was on Beach
Harold
Boys
Cade,
stuff.
the Wrecking Crew, right? Were they
Right, the Wrecking Group, yeah.
He was part of it?
Wrecking Crew,
I mean, that's legendary. That's legendary stuff.
Yeah.
So I like bringing the fun stuff. Velvet Underground DVD I'm going to review. Rolling Stones DVD. You know, all this product you're competing with.
I know. That's the thing.
And,
You know?
you just have to, pick your gigs carefully
Right. Well, people
and tape them.
People like, I still tape them. I have, as I said, I have thousands of hours of music, and every once in a while I go back to something, and yeah, I found something like from 2006 of my band Shazam. Some of this stuff is really
Oh, yeah,
good.
Shazam was legendary.
Yeah, and
I wrote about him.
Yeah, right. I remember that. Right.
The
Yeah,
Lexington
yeah.
newspaper.
And also the Medford paper.
I got in the Medford paper
right.
too? Oh, yeah, because of the two guys living in different
That's right.
cities. Right. Boy, that was a while ago.
Yep.
That the thing about the box set is it's a real introduction to your history. So when people like collecting things, and when you make a collectible, and if you have different years, Ken, I mean, that's what my request to you as a fan. Put different years, like 1987, 1979.
right.
And that really shows people, wow, this guy's been around a while.
I
And,
know. I wish I had more stuff from those days, though.
but you got stuff. You got recorded stuff.
Yeah.
we have fun here with pop culture. I have like a long list of guests for the next couple of months, which is great. Steve Hunter from the Alice Cooper Lou Reed Group. He did Welcome to My Nightmare 2, the Alice Cooper.
So how do you connect with these people?
Well, I'm writing this book on Lou Reed, and Steve and Dick just heroes of mine, so I just connected with them. I don't know, but here they are. I mean, they're friends of mine, and
I bet they like talking about those times. I bet they like talking about those days.
They do, because they were a premier group, and I wish Lou stayed with them for 3 or 4 years, but they were overshadowing him.
Yeah.
And Dinky was talking about it today on the phone, because Dinky was his sound man. He said Lou was actually getting pretty wrecked because of all the attention Dick and Steve were getting.
Right.
But it was still, he's the star. It says Lou Reed on the ticket.
Yeah.
You know, go with it, enjoy it, surf that wave.
Yeah.
Because people loved it. It was his music.
Well, he's playing with Metallica now.
I know, and yeah.
Lou Reed.
They're still around?
Metallica? Yeah.
A, they're still around, and B, they're with Lou Reed.
Right.
Wow.
So now they've gone really into the old timers category.
Yeah, but they're, you know, I don't really know for sure, but I don't think they were a nostalgia group yet.
Now, maybe I should interview Nick Metallica or Lou again. Lou's been on the show.
Lou Reed?
Yeah.
Really?
By phone. It's funny. We do the segment, The Demo That Got the Deal. Joe,
Yeah.
if we had a demo, I'm sure you'd have a copy already. He goes, but we didn't. We got signed because of Andy Warhol to MGM. So he told the story. I gotta get that.
You should see if Tom Verlaine is doing.
Oh yeah, I love Tom Verlaine. I saw his first
Guitar
Boston
player.
show,
Yeah.
1976, a band called Television. Very eclectic guitar player. Boy, the guy's totally innovative.
I don't know if you know this, but they used to call him and Richard. What's the name of the?
Richard Lloyd.
They said they're the Grateful Dead guitar players from.
The New Wave.
Because they did a lot of jamming and long improvisational stuff, and they actually liked Jerry Garcia, and so they liked that stuff. But it didn't really sound like that. I'm just saying they liked that stuff.
I have the first Television record on Ork Records. It must be worth something.
Yeah.
Terry Ork was the manager, and he had a label, Ork Records, and Television. And I saw them with Willie Loco at the, you know, the Paradise?
Yeah.
2 doors down, BU has a theater company, like set back behind the old McDonald's.
Yeah.
Television, Willie Loco, and the Mez played.
Wow.
I audio taped it. I
You know
have
what the
it
first concert I ever saw in my life?
for my Willie box set. What?
Soupy Sales doing The Mouse.
Where?
Someplace in Manhattan. I was a kid, you know. I went to see a concert. It was one of those like Murray the K things, where they have different groups, and I don't remember anything else.
First time I saw Iggy Pop on
Yeah.
stage after I met him was with Soupy Sales Sons.
Right.
Hunt and Tony.
That's right. I
And
remember
David
that.
Bowie.
And then the first real concert I saw was, believe it or not, well, besides some local stuff, was Fillmore East's Vanilla Fudge. And the bass just bam, bam, it's like unbelievable.
You know, Vanilla Fudge are a future guest of Visual Radio.
Really?
Mark Stein has a book out. We've taped them already twice.
I thought they did they're over. I thought they stopped.
No,
years
they
ago.
call it the reunion tour, but they
never
call it, no, they
stopped.
call it the final tour.
Yeah.
But there's no finality to
That's what
it.
I mean. It's like, you know, yeah.
No, intentionally.
Right. Oh,
They call it the
okay.
final tour. That's just what it's called, the final tour, but it goes on forever.
Yeah.
As long as they want to play, it's the final tour.
Right.
Isn't that great?
Well, that's good. I mean,
Final tour that just doesn't end.
That to me is, you know, to me, I want to play until I can't play no more. REM's, they decided to call it quits, though.
I know. But you're going to love that. The final tour isn't their final tour.
Right.
You just see the final tour of Vanilla Fudge, and it's always there.
Well, you know, you can just do anything you want. I mean, especially if you're in that league. But I said recently, I'm glad to be here, and this is my East Coast tour. You know, just make it up, you know. Because I play the East Coast, you know.
I think it's important for you to hit every Access TV station, grab all the video you can, and just go up to Salem.
Yeah.
You know, go do Doug's show. Have you done?
I haven't, no.
Do you want to get a copy to Doug? Should I mail it to him, my friend? Because I got to mail him a package anyway.
Sure.
He'll have you any Sunday morning. Go up there and go up to Salem TV. Our executive director was up at Salem, and now he's here.
I'm playing Gulu Gulu in Salem.
When?
Well, it's a 3-song part of a showcase, February 18th.
February 18th?
Yeah, we're doing the Birds and their offshoots.
Saturday.
There's
Wow.
about 15 performers. And I'm going to play with a dobro player. We're doing Willin' with the Birds did. That was a Little Feat song. White Line Fever, which Merle Haggard wrote, but the Flying Burrito Brothers did it. And I'm doing Wild Horses, which Stones did it, but
Burritos.
the Ronald Burritos brothers. I'm doing more bluegrass though.
And Gimme Shelter. Did the Burritos really write it, do you think?
No, it was
It was a Mick and Keith song.
yeah, the Wild Horses, yeah.
Okay.
They were hanging around with Grant Parsons, so everybody thought that Grant Parsons kind of wrote it, but he didn't.
Maybe you had a lot of influence on it.
Yeah.
Probably did because, just asking
Right.
if you knew. Gimme Shelter, I remember seeing the movie at the Meadow Glen Theater Drive-In.
Yeah.
What a great movie. With wild horses in it.
Yeah.
Have you seen Gimme Shelter? It's a great Stones movie, if you like the Stones. Great. The Maysles brothers.
Oh, that's right. You have the Stones right there.
Yep, we're Stones fans.
Wow.
We love the Stones. We love the Velvet Underground. I got this Queen Blu-ray.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a big Queen fan, but
What?
I'll review it. I saw them. It was a great show. I saw them a couple of times. Orpheum Music Hall. Check it out. Metallica, Lou Reed, Tom
Metallica.
Verlaine, Soupy Sales, Vanilla Returns. Fun stuff. So I think you should go up to WMWM on February 12th. I think you should go up there and talk about your show at that. If you want to take the trek, I know it's a hike. But Doug will have you on the air. You can play live and talk about the gig. I just think it's good community media.
Sure.
And there's a great access TV station up there, SATV, and there's Peabody TV. Doug's girlfriend,
I would
Linda.
love to break up. I love to break into the North Shore. It's hard to get in there.
Well, the great thing about access, as you know, is like if you go up to Peabody TV, you'll make contacts up there because some people are involved with the club scene and whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always it's kind of like meeting people too.
Right.
Because Anthony and Joe think you're great, and they met you by seeing you on visual radio.
Yeah.
So if you pick up 2 fans.
Yeah. One at a time, right? This time, in this case, 2 at a time.
So we're still doing it. Ken, we moved to Thursday nights, but we're still doing it. And I still do movie stuff. And if anyone wants a Slow Children 45 RPM, you can contact the station and we'll give it to you. These are giveaways, classic Boston band.
I think I had one of those once because it looked really familiar.
Do you need one now?
No, sorry, I don't have any record to play it on.
It's great. Produced by Mr. Kurt. I gotta have Mr.
That's
Kurt
right.
on.
I've been playing with Yanni Bateau. You know her?
No.
Marty White plays with her. Marty White. Yanni Bateau is Robin Bateau's sister.
Oh.
The Bateau, they're kind of famous in certain circles.
Yeah, I've heard
but
of
Marty
Robin
White
Bateau.
used to be in
Third Rail.
right, and he plays with them. So he's been coming to my open mic at the Colonial Inn a lot with his other bands. Another
Tell
band he
Marty
plays with.
he can come on the show.
Yeah.
I'd love to have him. I haven't seen him in 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Marty's a cool guy. Marty and
he's,
I'll have
he's
to
going to be
Facebook.
at the Lily Pad with Yanni Bateau on tomorrow night actually, which
Wow.
is in Eamon Square, Cambridge.
Lily Pad. Sounds like Toads.
It's right next to 1369, right, like 2 places down.
Oh wow! Across from the
It's a
Cantab.
performance space. No, it's in Eamon Square.
Oh, Inman Square.
Not the other 1369, not the one in.
Oh, okay.
Central Square.
Is it owned by Toads in
I don't
Lizard?
think so. It's a performance space. It's not a bar.
Oh, because it sounds like Toad
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Lily
right,
Pad. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's so cool. Robin Bateau. I certainly know the name.
Well, Yanni
I had
Bateau, actually.
lunch today with Barry Glovsky.
I don't know who that is.
Barry Glovsky was one of the first guests on my TV show in '79.
Yeah.
He published a magazine called Fusion. One of his writers was Lou Reed.
Wow.
And Lou Reed wrote a beautiful piece on Janis Joplin, Brian Jones, and Jimi Hendrix. And Barry's going to let me publish it in my Lou Reed book. And he's got Lou Reed poetry, so I've got all this poetry Lou wrote before he was famous
Wow.
for Fusion magazine. Fusion was one of those like Crawdaddy and Rolling Stone in the day. Then Barry went on to Pop Top, which was a national magazine. He had, Fusion was national too, but it published right out of here in Boston. Critic Robert Soma, and Robert was Lou Reed's friend, and so Robert Soma and Lou Reed, and
I hadn't heard of that magazine. I've heard of Crawdaddy. I remember Crawdaddy.
Crawdaddy's back on Wolfgang's Vault. You know Wolfgang's
Yeah,
Vault?
yeah. I was there the other day looking at some stuff.
Yeah. Do you ever go on archive.org and look at Grateful Dead and whatever?
Occasionally, but I've been Wolfgang's Vault. I seem to go there more. I mean, most of the time.
Where do you get your music, Kevin? Do you listen to these
Yeah,
sites like
videos there.
archive.org?
No, I usually go to music stores. I buy the CDs. I go, the CDs.
These are like free downloads. Archive.org
Yeah, I
is like
don't-
copyright domain.
Yeah, I don't really do the free download type of thing.
Illegal free downloads.
Yeah, but still, I go, to music stores.
Where's some around? Where they?
Newbury Comics?
Yeah,
Oh, Newbury Comics.
and
Have you got
Fly.
Are you putting it in Newbury?
I hadn't thought about it. I mean, to me, I only right now only so few copies that
Yeah.
unless they think I can sell them, I wouldn't.
Where's
I mean,
Fly?
They're in malls, like
Where?
Oh,
Fly.
FYE.
yeah.
FYE is the old strawberries, coconuts, peaches. They combined under Trans World combined them.
You mean the one like Micro
Burlington
Center in Cambridge? There used to be a Strawberries there. Remember that?
If it's
Memorial
an
Drive?
FYE now, that's for your entertainment is what it means.
Yeah,
Wow.
See, I know some things in life.
FYE.
So many things
so-
are changing.
But having Barry Glovsky on the show, we interviewed Barry at the last Record Expo. You coming onto this one, February 19th?
I'm not sure if I can.
After your February 18th date. It's at the Dedham Holiday Inn. There's tons of record vinyl dealers. It's just good to bop around, even if you hang out for a
I
half
do have an
hour.
open mic that night.
On the 19th.
Well, that evening, so I have to be there around 6.
The Dedham Holiday Inn's a bit of a hike, but this Randolph Music Show's been like doing it for 33 years,
Yeah,
34 years. You should come, Kevin, if you like vinyl. You like vinyl or CDs? They have both, but it's a record expo. It's like 10 to 4. So I have a table at the back, and we just have fun. We do our visual radio on the road.
And you bring out a lot of stuff.
I don't bring a lot of stuff. I bring a little box of stuff just for fun, just to decorate my table and talk to
Right,
people.
Right. Little name placard.
No, people know who I am. I've been kicking around almost as long, or maybe as long as the convention. So it's kind of fun that, Bert and Sheila and I, they let me do my thing. I'm going to bring Hirsch Gardner, the band New England,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm inviting the Fifth Estate. So I like to put some classic rock bands in there.
Hirsch Gardner was in what group?
New England. I
Why
can
is-
ask if
why
they'll
is it
let
more
you play
familiar?
guitar, if you want to play in the foyer. We've done that before. I mean, again,
Okay, let me.
it's classic rock
Right.
fans. They're all
Yeah.
buying their Led Zeppelin, their Lou Reed
Right,
bootlegs,
right.
whatever.
Led Zeppelin.
But New Yardbirds. But we've had folk singers in the lobby, and we have a DJ, and you can play. And there's record buyers. It's just kind of fun.
Amplified or not amplified?
No, you just, we'll just set up a space for you and you can play.
Yeah.
It's just, we have fun. Why do we do this? I don't know. We're
Because
addicted to
you got to
vinyl.
pick something on this planet to do, and you'll do what you like.
If you open my veins, it's vinyl that pours out. Liquid vinyl.
Liquid vinyl, right?
Yeah, don't you feel that way sometimes?
Yeah. Hey, am I allowed to mention another cable access?
Yeah.
I'm doing Ron Cox's thing on February 13th.
It's February
I've done that
13th.
before, but yeah.
February 13th will be a Tuesday?
Monday.
No, Monday. I thought it wasn't on Monday this time.
Well, he said the 13th, whatever the 13th is. I didn't really think about that. Because the 5th is a Sunday. Yeah, it's a Monday, so Monday. Taping is at 7. I'll do 3 songs and an interview. So that's good.
Yeah, 5th is a Sunday. So 13th of Monday. Okay, so because my friends from Australia that they play on the Wonderful Show are going to be calling in that same night. There's going to be an Australian phone call. Ron's never done that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you're doing Ron's show.
Audio
'cause-
scam, you mean?
Audio scam.
Yeah.
Yeah. You actually manufactured their ABBA disc, right?
I did.
Yep. And I love that thing. They actually just played out in Australia. They're going to send me the set list. I guess they do a lot of ABBA covers still.
Right.
With
yeah.
their originals.
Wow.
And they do Hendrix covers, I think. So, Kevin, how come you never got in a band? He makes music,
Well,
but you're not in a band, right?
No.
He doesn't make music the way you and I make music. He makes it on the computer.
Oh, yeah? That's good.
He cuts
Only-
and pastes sound.
I've tried to, because I have friends that are in bands, I try to ask, hey, if there's anything, So I tried. So it's probably easier just, doing it on the computer, and then, instead of, going to practices, and,
Right.
you could do it on your own and, set all these things, so.
Yeah, it's sometimes more difficult to get it together with other people.
Yeah, so.
Our illustrious guest tonight is Ken Selcer. You see, he's eminent in the music world. I'm using the book of positive qualities to
That's
describe
good.
people.
Eminent.
Let's see what Kevin is. We'll go to the word. Kevin is grounded.
So that's that random?
Yeah, I just went random, which means, fixed or set as one foundation, cause, reason, or principle. But of course, if your mom's watching, you're grounded in other ways. Does someone get grounded at your age? You're too old to ground, right?
Right
You
now,
ground your mom?
I wish.
Mom, you're grounded.
I wish.
You take the car and she's grounded.
I wanted to
Speaking of the
try
car.
to attempt to do that.
Speaking of the car, how's your
It's
driving school?
Well, I'm finished. I got my permit, and now,
You got your permit?
yes, I passed the permit test.
What did I do when he told me about his permit? Do you know?
What do? You, I don't know.
We made the sign of the cross.
All right. I was going to say now we got to get out of the way. Well, there's a good thing about driving. You are free, but then again, you're going to get asked to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Can you go pick up a quart of milk for me? Right? So it's not so free anymore,
Oh, well, as long as, as long as I'm out there, I'm actually having fun, driving with my mom. My mom's like freaking out every time I get in.
Well, because her baby boy's no longer a baby. That's just it, and it's just...
when
I think it's funny, but I think, she's scaring me. I'm scaring her. I mean, it's like...
That's right, yeah. She
I mean,
screams.
yeah.
When you took driving lessons, you take driving lessons from a pro guy with his brake on that side?
No, actually, I have to have, I think, 100, somewhere between 100 hours with my, my mom driving,
Really?
and then, I go back to, my driver's ed, and, they pick me up. And
So
then
poor
they
mom, huh?
Yeah.
100 hours. Ah!
Yeah.
Going down 20 miles an hour. Ah!
Yeah. Stop.
Donovan wrote a song about Ken Selcer called Mellow Yellow. Mellowly, pleasant, agreeable, free from tension or discord.
Yeah, but what's the yellow part, though?
Sunshine, I don't know.
Chicken?
Sunshine Superman.
Chicken.
Oh,
Well, see,
your
that's where
mom.
your mind's going. I'm going to a sunshine, you're going to chicken.
That's
There you
right.
go.
That's right, mellow yellow, right.
A good
Oh,
lawyer will
banana,
always say
the
that
banana stuff,
that's
remember
where
that?
your mind is going. Electrica banana. Made up his own word. Electrica.
Do you know, speaking of Velvet Underground, because you mentioned them, you know that Andy Warhol cover with the banana on it?
Yeah, of course I do. I have multiple
They
copies of
are
it.
suing somebody who wants to use that, is trying to use that banana cover for something else, and they say
It's iconic.
They said it's iconic, and Andy Warhol did it for them, and you can't.
Absolutely,
you
it
can't
is a trademark of the Velvet Underground, really.
Right.
This is really a takeoff on the, maybe the back of the second album cover.
Damn.
But this is an under-review thing.
So what's the is it, the drummer's name is what?
Mo Tucker.
What's she doing?
She puts out records, but right now she's gone hardcore Republican. And she stayed at my house for a few nights. I'm the first guy to put out her solo 45.
So she's still playing.
So back in the day when I put out this, she said to Sterling Morrison, I got his autograph. Sterling, I got all of Velvet Underground's autographs.
What about John Cale?
God knows if I can find them.
You still playing?
Oh, I love John Cale. I've interviewed him.
Yeah.
I should broadcast on a visual radio. We interviewed him backstage at the Paradise.
Right.
You might have transferred it for me.
Doesn't sound from that one. Doesn't.
Yeah. But
I'm not sure.
yeah, John Cale's wonderful. He produced Nico. He's a great record producer. He produced Jennifer Warnes. John Cale knows how to make a record. I really respect great record producers. Jimmy Miller, Jerry Ross. So Jerry Ross and this Spanky and Our Gang thing, the Spanky thing is just phenomenal.
So he produced that box
First
set?
album. No, he first album he produced, Sunday. Sunday will never be the same. Great
Try to
song.
say don't quit your day job.
I'm a professional singer.
There's a young kid who played this gig last night in the Concord, and really nice guitar player. He taps, does all this stuff. He's probably about, I don't know, anywhere from 19 to 21. And I split the tips. We all split the tips. And they didn't know they were tips. And I said, "Here's your money." He said, "Oh, no, don't give me any money." He said, "You got to take your money. You're a musician. You're a professional." You know, he didn't want to take the money because he said, "Well, I don't do this for a living." I said, "What? Just take the money." You know, I was like.
Tips.
Tips are great. Put a tip jar out, everybody's piling, throwing in tips. And, but a lot of people don't think about that, they just...
If you don't like my singing, Kevin, you know what you're in for with visual radio? My guitar is going to be tuned up, and I'll be playing it maybe as early as next 2 weeks.
Where are you tuning it?
I'm not telling anyone, but after it's tuned up, we'll tell people the music store.
Because there's one up on Main Street that I really like. And I found I want to save
Performance music in Woburn?
No, it's on Main Street. It's up on the if you're going out into Main Street near Stop and Shop, and you're going up near Andrews.
Oh, there's a music store over there?
Well, it's a guitar store.
Guitar shop. Yeah, a guy repairs guitars.
Yeah.
He's really well known. He does Aerosmith.
Meridian.
Yeah.
Is he?
Jim Meridian, Winchester.
You know him?
Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah, I know his son John and Jim. Yeah.
They should come on the show.
I saw.
I got to speak to John actually tomorrow.
If you're talking to him, tell him to come on the show.
I saw a guitar that I actually felt like I loved it because it had perfect it had artwork on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just want to have them hold it for me because I want to try to save up for it. And I mean, I want to keep it just because it has a great artwork on it, and it's like it really took me away. So
I have a painted guitar. See this guitar here? It's 1959 Stratocaster. It's all painted all the way around, different things.
Now I'm bringing my guitar to Performance Music up at Woburn.
Yeah.
And Seitu used to work up there. I got to find Seitu. Do you know him?
I don't.
Seitu worked with Bobby Hebb. And Jerry Bedoin worked with Bobby Hebb. I'm going to have Jerry in here. You know Jerry? He works with Jay Giles and Duke Robillard. He's in Waltham, and he's a teacher at one of the schools, but not Berkeley. So, yeah, there's a lot of great music around here still. I'm glad you're out there playing. What's the next show?
21st on Saturday, I'm playing this restaurant in Lexington, Massachusetts, Saturday, from 7:30 to 10, called Nourish.
No, right near your home.
Yeah, it's really great. I like it because it's so close.
Contact the Lexington Cable, see if they'll bring some cameras up. You know?
I probably have to talk to the owners about that. I probably have to talk to the owners about that.
Still be cool, and then the Lexington paper's right around the corner, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and I'm doing 28th. I'm just backing somebody up in Lincoln. I don't know. Let's see what else am I doing. February 3rd, I'm playing a little coffee shop restaurant in Arlington. I'm doing a feature, which means a 30-minute set.
I don't even know it.
Called Jam and Java.
Where is it?
Right in Arlington Center.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Near Starbucks?
I don't even know. No, it's on the
Starbucks
other side of the street.
Okay.
It's like there's a Cambridge Savings Bank, and then there's a little parking lot, and there's a place called Jam and Java, and then a Cleaners. And it's there. It's right there. So
we're going to get a sports report. I'm just going to call him. He hung up on us.
No, I think you hanged up on him.
Our sports report. Remember that?
yeah, I remember.
Hello?
Did you just try calling, Johnny?
Hello, Joe.
Did you just try calling?
I didn't.
You didn't? Okay, we got a
I
phone.
know who that was, though, and we won't even talk about that.
Hey, welcome to Visual Radio.
How are you?
Ken Selcer's back with us tonight.
I figured I got a 50-50 shot of talking to you tonight because
when you have guests, you usually like to do the guests and wait for the next week or so to call me.
Well, I don't think I'm on the air live next week because I'm going to go to the Verizon hearing at Medford City Hall.
Yeah. Well,
Are you going to that?
We have a little bit to talk about before we get to that. Of course, this is a big week for the football team in more ways than one because, of course, the Patriots play Baltimore, but it's big in another way because we were talking about this the other day, me and you, about the fact that DirecTV has pulled Channel 7 off their lineup because they couldn't come to an agreement and on a contract, and it seems now that what is DirecTV going to do if the Patriots get into the playoffs, into the Super Bowl, and the fifth largest television market is in the country is not covered by DirecTV? They're going to be shutting out a lot of Patriots fans, and they'll lose a lot of business.
They can't get a national feed of it, huh?
No.
Wow.
Channel 7 is off the air on DirecTV until they come to an agreement.
But you can't pick up a national feed on a Super Bowl?
No. Well, you can, but you have to, if you're on DirecTV, you have to get what is called a special dispensation for them to deliver the national feed of the game.
Which they'll never do because they're using it as a hardball tactic.
Right.
You know, it's
I
like
would
it's...
say that if the Patriots make the Super Bowl, watch how quick DirecTV falls to their knees, because they do not want to lose their business in Massachusetts with people jumping to Verizon, RCN, Comcast.
It's the perfect storm, and don't think that Channel 7 probably didn't position themselves to be in the catbird seat.
Correct.
Catbird seat. So what's happening with the Bruins tonight?
You know, I didn't even know they were playing tonight, as a matter of fact.
See what you learned from this show?
Flipping around. I can tell you right now. Let me just go to Nesson and I'll see if I can get to a score.
We're going to get Ken to do the national anthem or something.
They're up. They're down 1-0 to New Jersey.
Okay.
In the second, in this intermission. It's intermission.
Ken's going to do the national anthem for the Celtics or the...
Oh yeah, I don't know if I'd try that.
Now, I tell you, there was an interesting thing not too long ago. They had a show on about sports fantasies, and I wrote into it. And of course, this was before we started having good luck with the teams winning championships. And I wanted to pull sort of a double dip of doing the national anthem at the Sox game, and then maybe the same night, if the Celtics were playing, do the anthem at the Celtics.
Well, that would be lustrous and splendid.
It would be interesting because I'd be doing it potentially if it were a national TV game on both instances. I'd be doing it on national TV rather than just local.
Notice the energy and pep he brings to the show. You're so up-tempo tonight, Johnny.
Well, hey, it's been a quiet day for me, and really nothing of interest on TV for me. I've been trolling the internet looking for stuff to watch. I saw that Tebow thing that
T-Bowie
Allen did, and then the other night I was telling you on the phone that Jay Leno did a joke on his show. Everybody is stopped doing T-Bowing. Now they're Tom Bradying, and you asked me what that was, and I don't think we want to go any farther with the punchline to that.
He dates a supermodel as opposed to kneeling on the green grass.
More than just dating, and we'll just...
Well, we're not in the safe harbor. Jay Leno is.
That's why.
But, you know, Vegas has the odds for the Patriots by 7.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, this is a big game. The Patriots win. We get the Patriots as one end of the Super Bowl, and now we just wait to see whether it's the Giants or the 49ers. I mean, right now, the odds for the Super Bowl are even on a San Francisco Baltimore Super Bowl.
Are you watching us on TV?
I'm actually watching you on the computer.
Ken, you've seen this thing all over the place.
I have, yeah.
How long has this dude been... He has not changed his format. Be the Mike O'Brien, be the guitarist you want to be. For the past 30 years, he's had this same flyer.
You wonder if he's taught anybody that we know.
Huh? I mean, you know, I've seen more. You just wonder because the flyer has been everywhere.
Well, you know, you were. I heard you talking about Marty and
Bobby Hebb.
Sonny. I keep on.
Ken used to do Bobby Hebb's website.
Bobby Hebb, and we should mention that a little something special happened recently down here in Medford with one of the Access shows where they did a little salute to Bobby Hebb at the end of one of the shows.
Well, because my friend Bobby played at TV3 Medford. He was on my show 3 times over there. He played once, and I had him up at Stoneham TV in 1995, August 16th, or August 23rd, 1995.
And the gentleman who did the show mentioned that he had a chance to meet Bobby Hebb at TV3 in the days when they were.
Well, I'm glad that we got someone some good memories, because this man was a genius, and I'm sure Ken is proud to have done the site.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
You know, he's just one of the most amazing guitar players. He never got notoriety for his guitar playing.
Yeah.
But how many people got to play before the Beatles?
What about the Verizon hearings next week here in Medford? And I think that's going to be an interesting night because.
Yeah, and then we got to hang up because I get Frank Delastrito talking about 2 movies.
I do have a feeling that next Thursday this whole thing is just going to be a dog and pony show, and if not next Thursday, then within days after the hearing, the mayor is going to announce that Verizon will be in the city. It's just a question of how quick they will be coming to the city, because from what I understand, just about all of the city except 19% of it is
29% of it.
29% of it is done.
I'll close with this, Johnny.
Yeah.
And you got an email from me I just sent to the mayor.
Okay.
I just sent it, and what it is 4 years ago tonight, January 19th, was the election that TV3 said they postponed. Well, postponed means you're going to have it within a month or 2. It's been 4 years since that election was shot down.
Right.
Okay? The Verizon hearing is a week after 4 years ago. Think about that. McGlynn and Stephanie and Mark Rumley are out for revenge. They're doing it intentionally the week after the 4th anniversary. I'm going to be reminding all the residents that we were swindled out of an election. They promised an election. They said it was postponed. 4 years is not a postponement. 4 years is a cancellation. I'm going to correct them. I'm going to paint them as exactly what they are. And they're going to know it in advance. Let's see how they can respond, even knowing in advance what I'm going to say.
They're marshaling their forces.
They have no forces. They are
forceless.
They are forceless, John, and we did it. You and I and Anthony D'Antonio, and we've been, getting the truth out there in Medford. Thank you so much for calling in tonight.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye. John Byers, faithful co-host, by phone.
So really not a whole lot of sports news tonight, huh?
No, it's just the Patriots. He's a big Celtics fan.
I can't wait for the baseball season, because baseball.
I know, but they're in a.
You can talk about it every day if you
They're
want.
in a rebuilding period.
What?
The Red Sox.
They're going to be good this year.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for the July trades. I think they're going to come out of the starting gate with what
they're going to bring Dice K back,
No, I'm glad Dice K's gone. That was an experiment that failed.
No, he supposedly he could be back in the middle of the season.
They've done a lot to.
They've done a lot. They'll be good.
They've done a lot in Fenway Park.
Yeah.
There's a lot of events now that go on at Fenway Park, like
well,
the ice skate.
They turned it into what it should be, which is a museum.
Yeah, what they did on October, they had. Why can't I think?
Well, this is going to be a very exciting year.
Yeah, they had like a haunted attraction there.
I taped. I got to get my tape of the Winthrop hockey team at Fenway Park. I got to get that. Winthrop hockey.
And then they have like a skating rink there, and
community
also,
things. Yeah.
They're also trying to put another thing in there.
Well, I know there's going to be some kind of English soccer team there playing.
Yeah.
So what time is the movie person going to?
In 35 seconds, so 45 seconds. So if you're bored with it, it's cool. You can give your mic to the guys out there, but just know when you're walking out there, you're still on the air live, unless you knew how to turn it off.
I was looking at this. It's like
it's great, and make sure
right.
they'll help you out there.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you, Ken. It's great having you. The door's always open to you. You know that.
Thank you. Yeah.
So don't be a stranger here.
Hold on.
And
Okay.
we'll
Great.
be
All right.
emailing, because we
All right,
live on
thanks.
email.
All right, take care.
All right, thanks,
Bye.
Ken. Ken Selcer, Kevin Russo, Joe Vig. The gang's all back. Thanks to the wonderful show for all their help. And we get 2 movies, because I'm going to have a tape show next week, Kevin, because I'm going to be at Medford City Hall next Thursday night.
Can you turn this off?
Ring, 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 banana phone.
Frank Trio talking about movies.
We have 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay, we doing 2 movies tonight?
Sure, let's do them, Frank.
Okay, which one you want to start with?
Tomorrow night's movie, which today is the 19th, so tomorrow's the 20th, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And do you know which one it is?
No, it's either my favorite brunette or it's A-Tall K. So let's do A-Tall K then rather than waste time.
All right.
Laurel and Hardy's last movie.
Oh, that's what we're doing tomorrow, Laurel and Hardy's last movie. Okay.
Okay, A-Tall K has a couple of different titles. Most commonly, alternate title is Utopia, and in which the viewers will see this as soon as they start watching, is that Stan Laurel is not a healthy man in this movie, and Oliver Hardy is a lot bigger than you've ever seen him before. He was getting close to 350 pounds in this movie.
Whoa.
And both of them were, since the last movie, both of them were older than you ever seen them before, and both had health problems. That is not why the movie took almost a year to film. It was one of those movies where the production was all screwy. It went from one to another problem, and before you knew it, the money was gone, time was gone, and they had no movie, so they had to hang around. It was a very unpleasant experience for Stan Laurel. His widow never stopped talking about it. There's actually a book written about this movie, Laurel and Hardy's last movie, the chaotic making and marketing of A-Tall K, and among the chaotic marketing is there's 4 versions. I saw a version on American television. Could have been too long after it came out. It didn't hit America until 1954. Now, I remember I saw it once or twice when I was a child, maybe 6, so it didn't take long to get to TV. And that's thanks to Hal Roach, because Hal Roach didn't produce the film, but he did handle the American distribution, and once he saw a movie had made its money in the theaters, he had no trouble getting it on TV, and that's where I saw it. Not knowing at the time I was seeing a very bastardized version. When I watched it again to prepare for the show, I saw scenes that I knew weren't in the first one. So, and is it a good movie? I think it's not a bad movie. It's worse when Laurel and Hardy are doing their old routines because you've seen them before and then do them better. But when it gets into a plot and some action comes in, it's not bad at all.
Now, you said it made money in the theaters.
No, not to my knowledge, it didn't. No,
okay.
What I said is when Hal Roach saw a movie had made all the money he was going to make in theaters, he brought the TV as soon as he could.
And who knows what the TV value was in that day?
Yeah, I mean, probably not much.
I'm sure the Patriots game this Sunday is going to be worth a lot more.
I guess so. And the name to remember on this movie, which you won't see on the screen, is a director named John Berry, who was one of a number of American directors driven out of America by the Red Scare in Hollywood. He was labeled a communist. He was blacklisted. He couldn't get work in America.
Wow.
And he lived several years in Europe until that blew over. And one of the films he contributed to was A-Tall K, but they would not put his name on the credits because they were afraid they'd get blacklisted in theaters.
And how did he contribute to it?
Laurel and Hardy were extremely unhappy with the director, and they spoke no French, and the director spoke almost no English, and because with comedians, timing is everything. The third member of any comedy team is the director who directs around their pacing, who gets their pace and goes with it, and they thought they were very unhappy with the French director. Now, whether that's the French director's fault or their fault, I don't know, but they insisted an American be brought in that would understand them better, and they brought in John Berry.
Oh, what's that?
This?
Sorry.
Okay, should we move on to My Favorite Brunette?
Yes.
Okay, My Favorite Brunette, 1947. Joe, I know you have a fondness for film noir.
Yes.
It's a true film noir quality, It's a satire of film noir in a way, and it may be the first film noir quality, because in 1947, film noir isn't all that old. Bob Hope is on death row when the movie starts, and the whole movie is told in flashback, and it's a comedy. So, but
Bob Hope on death row. That's kind of like an anachronism, isn't it?
No, I guess it is. Since the man lived to be 100, so it wasn't easy to get him there or hold him there. Boy.
With his hope, there's life, I guess, or something.
That's right. This will be, if any of your viewers are knowledgeable in 1940s movies, there's a lot of in-jokes in this, which will go over the heads of people who aren't, but they'll catch it. There's cameos by Alan Ladd as a film noir detective, and that's where one of the roles he made his own. And there's a cameo by Bing Crosby. And there's a couple of references, and Lon Chaney Jr. is basically repeating his Mice and Men performance. It's the same character with a different name. So there's a lot of inside things going on. There are a lot of verbal inside jokes about the movies, but if you're not knowledgeable, then you just won't catch them. I guess the reason this is public domain is it was not made for a major studio. It's one of, the stars kind of became more independent after World War II, so it was an independent production, and if you don't renew the copyright back in those days, you lost the copyright, so it fell in the public domain, which is why we can see it whenever you show it. The director is named Elliot Nugent, who did a lot of comedies, but he started off as an actor. I saw him in Lon Chaney Sr.'s only sound film, The Unholy Three. Elliot Nugent is the romantic lead in that before he started directing. And what else?
That's great trivia. That's really good movie trivia, which our audience likes. Knowing
this
these.
Is a fun movie. I mean, some of the jokes, are very period, so they may not be funny. But it's fast paced. There's a lot going on. I think people will like it. The performance which catches my eye in is Charles Dingle, who always played kind of a shady authority figure. And every movie I've ever seen him, and I thought he stole his scenes, and he does it in this movie. You can't take your eyes off him, but he's way down on the list. He's not a star of it at all. Interesting.
So now, who is the favorite brunette out of all the brunettes?
Okay, well, Dorothy Lamour, I think, is the only brunette in the movie. I'm struggling to think if there's another woman with a speaking part in the movie. Dorothy Lamour was, of course, Bob Hope's and Bing Crosby's leading woman in the Road films. And my favorite brunette is a very incongruous title until you realize that 6 years before, in 1941, Bob Hope starred in a film called My Favorite Blonde. So this was kind of, they're kind of the tag off of that, but in no way is this anything like My Favorite Blonde.
Or My Favorite Martian.
Or My Favorite Martian, or My Favorite anything. In fact, but if you go into the International Movie Database and put in My Favorite, a bunch of titles pop up that you've probably never heard of, but it was common coinage in those days to use that.
We have exactly 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
2 minutes and 9 seconds. So I think I said enough about these movies.
Anthony's been choosing the movies because our audience has been responding to these classics like Bob Hope and Laurel and Hardy, and we want to make sure that they're happy.
Okay, well, there is an Abbott and Costello public domain movie out there, maybe you can find, called Africa Screams. And
African Screams?
Africa Screams.
Okay.
1949, I'm pretty sure that's public domain. And
I'll bring it to Anthony's attention.
What does your audience like? I never hear what your audience really.
Well, Anthony gets the phone calls, and he says we have a lot of people that enjoy some of these classic comedies, so we're happy to bring them to people. And 1 minute and 13 seconds left. We're going to have you back to talk about your books again at some point. I'm going to send you my itinerary. We have a lot of guests lined up.
Okay.
We really appreciate you calling in about these movies. Do you watch them at all, Kevin? You should tune in and see how we're doing on Friday nights.
Yeah.
Kevin lives here in Winchester.
All right, well, I hesitate to approach Anthony because I know he's so godlike up there, but I will look on to see what public domain movies are by the classic comedians.
You've got his email, just shoot it over there.
And make some suggestions, and I will pay homage to Anthony because we got to respect the man who picks the movies.
Yeah.
I just talk about him. He picks them.
Bob Hope in the 1947 satire of film noir, My Favorite Brunette, according to renowned historian Frank Delastrito. And Laurel and Hardy's last movie, one title is Utopia. How many titles are there, do you know?
I know 3 titles. Robinson Crusoe Land, Atoll K, which is what the American title was, and Utopia,